Mr. Frank.
How are you doing,
Mr.
sir?
Frank Biscuits. All right, is this where we're gonna talk?
How are you?
Uh, I'm all right, man. I'm doing all right with this glass in between us. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's pretty safe.
Hmm. Well, all right. Let me go ahead and take this off, brother. Go ahead and I'm here in a medical capacity.
Yep.
I'm sure as you have heard, I have been sent to do a full analysis,
Uh-huh.
psychological analysis,
Yep.
to make sure that you are uh, healthy enough to stand trial. So,
Yep.
um, all right. I am going to go ahead and place a recorder down on the table.
Okay.
Okay, and this will be recorded and able to be used for the record if they so deem that to be worthy. Okay, so for the record, my name is Dr. Sammy Jackstone. Work out of Mountain Zona Medical. Also hold the position of commissioner of LSPD. And I am here conducting an official mental health um, evaluation of one Mr. Frank Biscuits. Mr. Frank Biscuits, will you do me a favor and just state your name for the record?
Yeah, that's Frank Biscuits.
All right, and your birthday?
18 March 86.
Okay. And Mr. Biscuits, are you here on your own terms? Have you been coerced in any way to participate in this interview?
No.
Okay. So to be clear, you are participating in this interview under your own terms, on your own free will, and nothing has been told to you that would compromise your health or your freedom to participate in this particular interview.
I'm here completely on my own free will.
Okay. All right. Are you able to have a seat? I'm not sure if I am. I'm gonna do my best though here. See if I can actually get on this stool. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it's standing room only.
Okay. Um, you know, this wouldn't be so bad if my view wasn't terrible. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like standing room only. All right. I'm just gonna
Yep.
lean then. Okay. All right. All right, Frank Biscuits. Um. So, first question: why are you in here?
I believe for the serial killings.
Okay. You believe for the serial killings? Is there
Yes.
anything else, any other crimes that you've committed or been made privy to that could be the reason why you're in here?
No.
Okay. What exactly, you said serial killings. How many killings are you accused of?
Total of 12.
To the tone of 12. Holy crap. 12 lives. Okay. Do you know anything about the killings?
Um, Obviously from the interrogation, um, birdie posts.
Mm, okay. Okay, so you got information from the interrogations. That what you're alluding to
Yeah, there was that, and kind of the things I heard and saw around the scene.
through the grapevine. Okay, okay. How long you lived in the city of Synergy?
I've been here probably about a month and a half, 2 months, I think.
Okay. All right. How you like it? How you like it in the city?
I mean, it's okay. I got a job up in Sandy as a mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of come here to try and mend bridges with my brother, but that didn't work out. And
Mm. Okay. And who's your brother, for the record?
uh, Barry Biscuits.
Barry Biscuits, the district attorney. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So, what was it that you were trying to mend with Barry? What? Tell me about that.
Well, me and him, we went to uni together, and um, I got kicked out, um, and the family kind of fell apart from that point. Barry kind of took the family side, and we kind of come estranged, and kind of left it on a sour note.
Sour note. Okay. So when you came here to the city, you tried to make contact with him and mend things, or
That
uh,
was the original plan, but
okay,
could never reach him, and it kind of got to the point where I just, well, he obviously isn't in on the same page as me, so I kind of went about my life.
okay. And how'd you feel? How'd that make you feel?
Um, guess I was a little bit disappointed, a bit angry.
Yeah, a bit angry. Tell me about the anger. How does the anger kind of manifest itself?
Um, just normally appears from nowhere, sort of intrusive thoughts start, um, sort of voices as such appear, and sometimes I black out from there, or things feel like a dream, or kind of third person
Hmm.
viewing.
Hmm. So you said kind of a third person viewing, like watching yourself do something.
Yes.
What was? Give me an example of a blackout.
Um, I mean, there was once I
Has there
was
been a call for here?
uh away. Well, I
Do
was
we
just
know?
chilling in my
Uh,
house.
no, sir, not that I know of.
All right. Okay, not a problem.
Sorry, brother.
Yeah, I was
Is there
just
anybody else in
chit.
here with you right now, Frank?
Not from what I've seen.
Okay,
Not when I was running around. So.
okay. I was just okay, just checking. All right. So I'm sorry. Where were we?
I'm just
You
trying to think blackouts. Like,
blackouts.
yeah, I remember once I was kind of um working at Sandy, and I don't know, something weren't going right with mending my car, and I got a bit mad and threw the hammer around. And next moment, I knew I was at home. Is this kind of blank spot of from when I got mad and threw stuff across the from the mech shop, to suddenly I was at home laying on my sofa. So.
Hmm. So okay. Was there any so you said so 1 minute you're working on your car, you get frustrated with something that had to do with your car, not another person though, right?
Yeah.
And you started throwing your hammer around, and next thing you know, you're at home.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything that you identified that was any? I mean, aside from the blackout, anything on the other side of the blackout when you kind of came to that gave you any indications of where you had been or what you had done?
They kind of feel like a bit of a dreamlike state. It leaves me in that sense of, was I there? Wasn't I there?
Hmm.
It's kind of weird being somewhere and then waking up in a completely different spot.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine. So then when you do come back into that kind of headspace, what sort of things are you noticing about your kind of immediate surroundings? Like, anything, are your clothes different, your hands sore, you tired, you're sweating, anything like that?
Yeah, there's times where I've kind of in different clothes to what I was wearing,
You've
or
had full outfit changes?
yeah,
Okay. Um, anything else? Anything else kind of going on when anything else you can notice? Like I said, when you kind of come to.
I mean, it's quite a cloudy, anxious state at first, but
Sure.
some kind of injuries
You
which
said
I've had in my
injuries.
yes.
Tell me about the injuries.
There was one night I'd woke up the next day and I had a scratch across my eye.
Mm. You had a scratch across your eye. Did you have any other indications as to what might have happened to your eye, or?
No, it was a complete. I kind of tried to tried to rack my brain and think back to
Hmm.
certain places I'd been, and but it's just kind of one of those where I just couldn't. It's a complete kind of memory block, I think
Mm.
the correct word would be for it.
Okay. Yeah, that's got to be scary. What do you remember from the day before you like before the blackout, the day of the scar
Um,
or the scratch across your eye?
I remember I was in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I forgot where I popped to. I'd originally gone and got filled up my car.
Mm-hmm.
I was just cruising around the city down sort of the south sort of area. And then yeah, it was down near the sort of docks and stuff. And then the next minute I'm back at home. It's kind of like
Hmm.
one of those
So
scenarios.
you're driving down by the docks, and then
Yep.
you kind of do you remember? Was there anything that evoked that particular blackout by the docks?
I don't know. I remember people fishing.
You're down there, people are
Um,
fishing. Okay,
yeah.
you didn't get
Um,
angry or anything because I remember in one of your blackouts, you got angry about something going on with the car, and then you blacked out. Was there anything that kind of evoked it that time, or?
I think these trying to recollect what happened. I think these drunk they were quite drunk, the people down by the docks fishing, and they were throwing bottles around and kind of made me a little mad. And I don't really
They were
know
throwing
what.
bottles around. Like,
Yeah,
explain why does it matter if they're throwing bottles around? Are you like environmentally like care about the environment, or?
I don't know. Just you don't want glass laying around on the
Yeah,
floor.
yeah,
It's one of those.
they're
It's
littering and
yeah.
okay. So tell me a little bit more about that thought process when something is going wrong around you. What does it make you feel like inside?
I mean, it feels like something else is taking control of my body. It
Hmm.
feels like something's moving like your blood through your veins, but it's coming from my kind of my toes up. But it happens in such a rapid succession that suddenly it's gets to the point where I I can't remember what happened.
Mm. You kind of black out, don't remember what's going
Yeah.
on. Has anybody ever in any other situation kind of reported back to you on the blackouts? Like said, hey, during this time you were doing XYZ and this is kind of how it made me feel or whatever, and you didn't remember it?
Yeah, back in uni, some friends. There's like when that happens, it was like I was not Frank. I was something else. I didn't have my eyes blacked out back then, and people said my eyes used to I used to look different. You used to look into my eyes, and it was a different person, and I'd kind of go in a rage and smash up the uni halls or
Hmm.
something like that.
Oh, so you have a history of blacking out and being violent in particular,
Yeah, from what I've heard
from what
from.
you've heard. Have you ever seen any footage or documentation, or maybe like someone pulled out their phone to say "World Star" or some shit, like recorded you on it?
Um, no, just a friend, a black eye once, and he said it was me during a blackout.
Hmm. How how often would you say that the blackouts occur
Um, two, maybe three times a week. Depends on,
currently? 2, maybe 3 times a week. So you've been in here for a
Yeah.
few days. Have you had a blackout in the last few days?
There was one a few days ago where I was just chilling in my cell, and then I was just kind of laying in the middle of the basketball courts.
Interesting. Was there an inmate that was messing with you or anything, or was there anything to evoke it?
No, I think I was just kind of getting a bit pent up and
A little stir
a
crazy.
bit, yeah, being those four walls are very they seem to get closer every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Have you ever sought professional help for any of those blackouts? I mean, that could be a pretty scary thing to kind of black out and then come to, and then have people, saying now I've heard of a few different instances where other people have reported it as an issue to you. Is that anything you've ever sought professional help for?
No, it's not.
Mm.
I kind of got the it scared me a little trying to, I guess it's a big step to make, and it's one I was never able to make.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Have you ever been arrested because of a blackout, even in another city or so?
Um, no, I don't. No, there's nothing what's been led to my arrest.
Mm. Okay. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of kind of scary stuff here, man. How does it make you feel that you go through these periods where apparently lose control, um, and anger and violence are part of those episodes, and you don't remember it? How's that feel?
Uh, Kind of scary, to be quite honest. Like, one minute I'm just a mechanic trying to get by, and next minute I don't know what's happened.
Hmm.
It's kind of a nerve-wracking experience sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So do you think that it's possible that any of these blackout situations possibly happened during the time frames of any of these alleged murders?
I mean, they say it was me. They say my DNA's there. Um, I see a lot of the birdie posts talking about reforming people and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Like, it's
What's your
what
thought on reforming people?
that's well, the people are only reformed through death.
So in other words, in order to reform someone, they would have to die?
Yes.
Where did you get that knowledge base from?
Um,
Like, where did you acquire that from? Like, is there a teaching? Is there a cult or a religious organization that you're a part of, or is there anything like that that's in your past? Because some a social construct that's that powerful, that strong, and that finite, one that kind of results in death to be reformed, only it starts somewhere and it has to be essentially created. So can you tell me, is that part of, where did you get that from? Where did you learn that?
it's kind of hard to think back. I used to watch quite a lot of dark stuff and
Hmm.
that on the kind of internet and kind of TV shows, and I think I really started hearing it with that kind of intrusive thoughts, the kind of the voices which come in waves as such,
Okay.
talking about reforming and stuff like that.
Hmm. All right. Do you think that um, people who make the mistake according to this ideology make the mistakes or have the habits that are justifiably reformable according to this ideology, do you think that they deserve to die?
I mean, everybody's got to die at some point, I guess. And the way people getting reformed works, I guess it's when it's their time, it's their time.
Hmm. Do you think that it was anybody's time and synergy to be reformed?
I'd have to say yes.
You do.
Yes.
Do you think that the 12 alleged victims, that it was their time to be reformed?
Yes.
Frank, did you reform the 12 victims?
They say I did.
What do you think?
It's hard to say. Maybe with the blank spots, maybe not. They say my DNA was there, so it's hard to argue with DNA, but it's, I guess anything's impossible when I become that different man as such.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Frank, I appreciate your honesty with me today. And I am interested in working with you past this issue. We'll see what happens on the other side of this court case. But, this is just from what you've explained to me. I think that there's definitely something here to have further conversation about. I think that treatment would be in order of some sort. I think that with some work and possibly some medication, that we would we could, possibly, help you, kind of get back to some sort of normalcy, some sort of normal mental capacity. I think that there are some ideological flaws that exist. I think that that with the information that I've heard here today, I would probably argue that you should have probably sought out some sort of help, years ago when these episodes started. But there's not much we can do for when we start, but it's never too late to start. So we will say that.
I mean, once you've crossed that line towards help, you've done the hardest part, right?
Yeah, yeah, you have. Okay, Frank, I think this is going to conclude our psychological evaluation for today. I think that you did very well with the level of honesty that you provided me, and I'm very thankful for that. And like I said, Frank, I look forward to having some sort of conversation with you in the future, even if it's a session kind of similar to where we are right now, where I'm on this side and you're on that side, if this is where you end up being. But yeah, I would again, like to thank you so much for your cooperation today.
Thank you for your time coming up to see me, Doctor.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Darker, you want to have a quick chat?